Hi, Imhotep.
Hey, big up Miss Julia, A.K.A. Miss Blue Fire in the chat. You know what it's about. I just man, I go on wall the fort.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
Thank
you
you.
can go ahead with the presentation. Whenever you want to chime in, I can chime in. That's fine.
Yeah, I want you to chime. Actually, Mr. Manager, with all of the experience, I want you to tell us, if you want to right now, um, what you look for in interviews and what made a great interview stand out to you, right? And what made an interview make you say, no, not going to work.
I'm sorry.
No, I said, if you
Yeah.
can, if it's a good time for you right now, maybe you can tell us something that, when you used to manage and stuff like that back in the day. Maybe you can tell us something that you look for in interviews, and something that you look for in interviews, or something that makes you definitely know that this person will not fit, is not a good fit for our company when you're managing.
Right. All right. So the first thing for me is the body language, right?
Mm.
Yeah, because your body language tells a lot about you. You can appear to be confident. Why am I getting a little feedback or something? I don't know.
I don't know, that's you, because I'm hearing you perfectly clear.
Right?
You want to call back in then? Call back in, because the playback quality.
Yeah, because I'm getting, let me see.
Yeah, call back in. All right, guys. So let me continue. So when they ask you, why do you want this job? Right? When they ask you, why do they want this job? Guys, these are the type of questions. Yes, Queen Latisha, thank you for your condolences. Yeah. Yeah, sorry for his loss. I knew something was up. So when they ask you, why do you want this job? It's a trick question, right? Basically, what we're asking you when we ask you that is, we're trying to evaluate your alignment with the company's mission. We're trying to evaluate your interest in the role, right? And we're trying to evaluate your motivation beyond salary, right? So when you say, enter at the stage. When you say, hi, Imhotep, you have to unmute, love. Yeah, we can't hear you though, but you're unmuted. Just can't hear you. All right, let's let me continue. So listen, when we say, why do you want this job, we're trying to determine your motivation beyond you getting paid, beyond salary, right? So we're trying to evaluate not only your alignment with our company mission, right, but your intentional career decisions, right? So that is something. You're backstage. I add you on. No, you're on, Imhotep. You're added. Oh, sorry, didn't add you. I didn't press
That's fine.
that.
Yeah, man. That's like
No,
sometimes.
I'm
Yeah. Are
still
you hearing me
learning all
now?
of this stuff. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Loud and
Okay, all right.
clear.
So go ahead and finish your point, and then I will
Right, right.
revert.
No, so I'm just explaining to them that some of these trick questions, or some of these questions that they answer a certain way, right? They're really not supposed to. They answer it very basic, and they don't understand that this is, we're trying to evaluate. We have a rationale behind these questions, right? So when you say, why do you want this job, is a trick question. We're trying to basically figure out your motivation beyond your salary, beyond what you think you're going to get for your salary, right? And also we want to see your intentional career decisions. Okay, so, and also not only that, we want to see if you actually align with the company culture, right? So that is something, right? When they say to you, how do you handle tight deadlines? That's another trick question. Basically, what we're trying to see how you deal with stress management, because that's a very, very important thing. Very, very important thing. We want to see if you're able to prioritize what you need to prioritize, right? And the key thing is, if you're able to maintain quality under pressure, okay? Or if you get flustered by every little small thing that goes wrong, that's a big sign. right? But go ahead, Imhotep. Let me hear what you have to say.
Yeah, as I was saying before, the first order of business when conducting the interview is to observe the person's body language, right? Because you see a person appearing to be confident
Mm-hmm.
or appearing to lack the confidence during the interview
Mm-hmm.
can also be a positive or a negative indicator. If you're interviewing them, if someone comes into the interview and they're very confident, and I mean they say what they're saying confidently as well, they look you in the face, because a lot of people are not strong in terms of eye to eye contact and being confident at the same time. Some people, they'll talk and they will look down or they'll hold the head to the side, and those are negative indicators as well. So
Mm-hmm.
you definitely observe the person's body language, you observe their demeanor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what is said is paramount, right? That's the most important thing. What
Mm-hmm.
is said in terms of their responses to the questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
However, their demeanor and body language, or the confidence or the lack thereof, is also a determining factor, right?
Exactly.
Because you can say the right things, and your body language shows that you're not confident in what you're saying.
Exactly. Now, guys, playback and people here on the chat. Imhotep just showed a prime example because Imhotep was a manager couple times in Jamaica, right? Now, when you're interviewing with somebody like Imhotep or like with a manager, the managers, right? They want you to showcase not only your technical expertise, they want you to demonstrate leadership potential. That's a big one for managers, right? So that is why too, when you're interviewing with somebody like a manager like Imhotep, there's a lot of things that you need to pay attention to. Not only your body language, like what he said, that's the first thing he looks for. Yes, that's true, because body language demonstrates leadership potential, right? But you show initiative and proactivity. You discuss your experience with managing projects, right? You highlight teamwork and collaboration, right? And be prepared, because Imhotep would ask you about challenges that you faced. So be prepared to answer the type of questions like that, right? So depending, of course, on the industry that you are, some managers would ask you about your technical expertise, etc. But what Imhotep says is 100% facts and true. And everybody does look for that, and he's right. That's something that, regardless if you are interviewing with HR or you're interviewing with the manager, that is something that you need to have locked down. But it just shows you the managing mind, right? And what it is that is the first key for him. Is there anything else that you want to tell us, Imhotep?
Yes, for sure. Especially if it's a industry that it's customer oriented,
Mm-hmm.
where it's customer service oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely your personality is like a 50%, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saying the right things is the next 50%.
Mm-hmm.
But just your confidence and the manner in which you express yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the personality that you show during the interview. If it's a customer service, if it's a BPO kind of environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's like a financial institution where your job entails day-to-day engagement with customers,
Mm-hmm.
during that interview, your personality, your body language, your confidence, you express yourself, it's a big plus, in terms of the person who is interviewing you. That's a
Fact.
big plus, because yes, you might have all the credentials, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, they're gonna assess your personality to see, do you fit? Do you have the requisite human relation skills, right, to carry out your functions? Because yes, you can have the qualifications, but the nature of the job requires day-to-day engagement with multiple people, which entails multiple personalities. You
Yeah,
know, are you capable of dealing with multiple personalities? You get what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
Yeah,
That's
so those
100%.
and then now you have some jobs where you are not engaging with
Right.
the general public. So therefore, based on the interview, your personality, yes, it's a plus, but it's
But it's not
not the
necessary.
end all be all per se. I
Exactly.
just wanted to
Exactly.
throw that in as well.